I believe most of us would have already known about this case, this little girl by the name of Megan Khung. She was abused and under the this very cruel torture by her mother and the boyfriend by the name of Wang Shushen. She eventually has died, and this case has actually shocked Singapore. Many people are actually appalled by the very cruel treatment of the parents to this little girl, right? Only 4 years old. I myself have also felt a deep sense of sadness and also very disgusted by the different tortures that has been imposed on this little girl. 那刚才呢，我也重新再看那个新闻啊，就是说这个Manga Con 这个小女孩啊，然后呢，才发现，就是说他们呢，这个就是她的母亲还有母亲的男朋友哈，对她呢做的这种虐待的行为啊，是非常的令人发指啊。然后呢，也是坦白说，我看到那个新闻的细节，也是觉得非常的恶心啊！为什么会对这个一个小女孩做出那么残忍的一种对待哈？那真的让我觉得这个可能就是新加坡一个最令人觉得最严重的一种我们叫做最没有一个人类的那种没有人性的一种行为哈，可能是说，那真的非常让我心痛啊，读起这个新闻，所以也是因为这个新闻呢，我想跟大家讲解一个非常重要的事情，就是说，如果我们发现身边的小孩子有被人家虐待的一种痕迹啊，我们一定要举报哈。If we are able to observe any signs of physical abuse or domestic violence, especially towards children, we must really make an effort to report it to the police or any kind of authority that will be able to step in to intervene. I myself am a counselor. Actually, my master degree is in counseling, and also I have various form of training in terms of helping children, especially children from abusive families, and also children with special needs. So when I heard about this news, right, actually it really affected me greatly. So I really hope, right, all of us will make an effort, right, to really observe if we see any children experiencing any form of physical abuse or even emotional abuse, we should actually make an effort to voice out or to report it so that we can save a child from such kind of tragic incidents. So I believe all of us have those who have read this news actually also felt that the sentence to the parents is also not very fair because obviously it is a case of murder. It is a case of murder, even though the kind of tortures that was conducted, right, did not shows any evidence of the mother wanting to kill her. But really, if you look through all the things that they have done, it is really I don't believe any humans are capable of such kind of cruelty, especially towards your own biological child. All right, so I really feel sad about this case, and I will also like to uh, you know um, try to help us to understand it from a destiny perspective as to why this kind of unfortunate incidents can happen in a child's life. And if you are to look at Megan Khung's Bazi chart, her Bazi chart, right, is actually of Kui Water Day Master that is weak. She was born in the year of 2015, in the month of October or the 4th. Perhaps I will once again, kind of like write down her Bazi charts and help all of us to understand it from a Bazi perspective. And try to know that if we do observe anyone suffering from this kind of childhood, right, that could actually indicate being physically abused, and that is something that we have to be watchful over. So Megan Khung was actually, this little girl was born in the year 2015 in the month of October, and on the day of 4th. So in terms of her Bazi chart, it is of the Yi Wei and Yi Yo, and the day master is of Kui Water, sitting on Chou. And we don't have her time of birth, but we can see that for a child that would usually, in terms of Bazi reading, how can we identify if a child will experience physical abuse? Is that we have to look at first of all her day master. This is a weak day master, and then we can also look at her decade trend. Right, in terms of her decade trend, we will see that the first decade trend that she entered into is 2017, and that is of the Bing Shui, right? And Bing Shui, of course, right? This Bing, of course, is element that will clash with her day master. She is born with the Kui Water day master, the Yin Water, right? Yin Water, Kui Water, all right, in terms of Bazi reading. And then the first decade trend she entered into is already of the Bing Fire. So whenever we see this kind of clashing relationship in terms of Bazi, it is a sign of domestic abuse or being under the care of people who will actually, torture her. Right, this is the first sign. And then secondly, we see a punishing relationship between this Chou and Xu. And this is also another sign that the child will be under kind of like physical abuse, right, within the family. So whenever we see a child having a very negative decade trend, that can be indication that we need to help this kind of children. So if you observe your friends, children who have this kind of negative decade trend, and also, right, if we look at the day in which Mega passed away, right, if you look at the day that she passed away, it was 2020 February 22nd, right? So if we look at this day, 2020 February 22nd, this day is actually of the, if we look at the day in which this day, it is one that is also very negative for her Bazi chart. 2020 February 22nd of the Genzhi, and then the month is Mu Yin, and then the day is Yi Wei. And if we refer back to her day master, as in the Kui Water day master, right, that is weak, right? And perhaps I will also write down again her Bazi chart. Her Bazi chart is one that is of the Yi Wei, Yi You, and Kui Chou. First of all, on this day, Chou and Wei shares a clashing relationship. on the day she died, right? There's a clashing relationship. Usually, clashing relationship will indicate a situation of being hit hard, being physically abused hard, and we also can see that another punishment relationship is between these 子 and 丑, right? This is a punishment relationship. Okay. Additionally, this month we have this Mu will be combining with this Kui here to form a fire combination. Okay, so these are all the things that will reflect the situation of what happened. How did she actually ended her life is because, right, she died from severe internal injuries after being punched in the stomach by Wang Shixian, her mother's boyfriend. And if you look at our Bazi chart, this is her day master, right? Kui is her day master, right? And this Chou here actually represents her stomach area, the lower part of her body, which is her stomach area. And that is a day, right, where actually is also clashing with Chou, as mentioned earlier on. This clashing relationship actually represented this injury that is caused by a punch that was given to her by Wang Shixian, her mother's boyfriend, that has brought about internal bleeding. And she became unresponsive. And instead of seeking medical help, Wang and her biological mother, Fu Liping, took drugs and later decided to dispose of her body. They burned her remains in a barrack and scattered the ashes at sea. So Mu and Kui, right, when they combine together, it is also it resulted in a fire combination formation. All right. So that is also indicated by her Bazi charts. All right. To summarize, right, if we look at her Bazi chart again, right, the few things that we can see from her Bazi chart is that, first of all, right, to repeat for those people who are not familiar with Bazi reading, we can see that all these situations are being punched in the stomach and also her body being burned. And, when the mother tried to, cover up this murder case, right? She's of a Kui water day master, first of all, okay? And then this Chou, that is what her day master is sitting on, represents the lower part of her body. Right? And then if you look at the day in which, she passed away, that was the day of the Yi Chou. Right? That is the day of the Yi Wei. Right? And then due to the fact that, right, this is on the 22nd of December, 2020, Chou and Wei, in terms of Bazi reading, actually shares a clashing relationship, what we call a Chong. And usually Chong, right, is like something at moving at a high speed, hitting your body. And that is exactly what happened when she passed away due to the very heavy blow, right, a punch by her mother's boyfriend at her stomach area. That is the lower part of her body, right? This is represents the stomach. If you look at Bazi reading, Chou is of the earth element. And earth element is actually also equivalent to the stomach, because earth is a kind of element that can break down food, break down different kinds of nutrients, right? So it is related to the stomach. So that's how we can actually realize what kind of injuries a person may face when they are facing a certain kind of like for example clashing relationship in terms of Bazi reading 就是说丑位相冲的时候，我们八字里面丑位相冲嘛，这个是代表那个人的身体的下半部分，就是说肚子的部分嘛，因为它跟是那个日的地支，我们日干通常是代表人的上部分上部分， 哦。这个地支是代表下部分，然后呢土这个丑土本身是代表我们的肚子的，我们的肚子哦，所以这个女生去世的时候，就是因为被她妈妈的男朋友打了一拳啊，然后她就内出血啊，然后内出血就死了。然后丑尾相冲嘛，因为丑尾相冲，这个就是那个被冲的那个能量，那个她妈妈的男朋友一拳打去她的肚子那边。然后都内出血就去世了啊，所以是个很不幸，然后也是让我非常觉得很恐怖的一个事情。为什么妈妈会这样对她的亲生女儿呢？这个我是不能够了解啊。那另外一件事情嘛，right, the second thing that we can observe from the Bazi chart is that her body was burned and then disposed or scattered, right? The ashes was scattered at the sea, right? Why the body was being burned? If you look at her Bazi chart, Kui, right, is her day master sitting on Chou, right? And the day where she passed away, or the month, right, the month that she passed away, it is of the about this okay, press something wrong. The month that she passed away, it is of the Mu Yin, so I will just use a different color. If you look at Mu itself in terms of Bazi reading, Kui and Mu will actually form a fire combination. 就是说，懂得八字的人都知道，木癸合是化火的，对不对？木癸合是化火啊。然后这个寅木里面有什么？有丙寅木嘛，对不对？好，这个是火的长生呢，啊，这个寅木是火的长生啊，丙火的长生啊。所以这一天呢，他这个月嘛，就是说这个凶案发生以后呢，他就被烧掉了。这个小女儿小女孩的身体就被烧掉啊。After she died, the biological mother, actually burned the body, and that is also reflected in her Bazi chart in the month of February 2020. This Mu and Kui form a combination relationship, which indicated that her body was burned. So it is indeed a very disgusting case of murder in the history of Singapore, right? And right, if you happen to know any babies or children born with such kind of decay, or if you really come across any children, right, whom you observe to be under any kind of physical abuse, right, please, I will repeat myself again, please report it, right, so that by doing so, you are saving someone's life, right? We will take a last look at her Bazi chart. How do we determine that hers is a weekday master? She is actually born, right, having this Chou as her up branch and Wei as a year up branch. There is already a clashing relationship, right? This is already a Chong or a clash. Right? Usually people who have such kind of clashing relationship, their life is prone to accident or being harmed or being hurt. Additionally, we can observe another clashing relationship. This Yi wood here is what we call equivalent to Mao, right? Mao of branch, which also is clashing with her You of branch. So we can see that there are actually many clashing relationships. Right， 很多冲啊，很多冲的命格通常都会容易受伤，他们的身体都会容易受伤。不同的情况可能是说很容易出意外或者被人家虐待哦。所以这个就是说，我们看一个小孩的八字嘛，好，就能够看得到，好，就能够看得到呢，会遇到什么样的人生呢？他的人生就是比较痛苦的哈。那真的，我觉得很伤心啊。然后他的大运嘛，第一段大运呢，就是说，他的10年大运就是2017到这个2026的时候是丙戌嘛。然后再教你们怎么样看多一次呢？ 这里也是相冲啊，丙是一个阳火啊，丙 is a 阳 fire，right 是一个阳火。真跟阴水相冲，它是阴水的日元嘛，癸 water， 阴癸 water，right？ So this is another clash, right? Additionally, right, this she will also have a punishment relationship, right? Punishment relationship with this丑 here, OK？ 所以我们能够看得到嘛，他的命格是不是真的很多这种不好的，我们叫做不好的一种八字上的一种关系啊。好，所以如果你看到自己小孩嘛有这种就是或者朋友的小孩有这种八字，你们都要注意，都要注意哈。希望他们不会被那种我们叫做刑科伤害得到啊。然后呢，土这种相冲通常也是代表呢我们肉体上的痛，因为我说过嘛，我们的肉体是用什么来代表？我们的肉体就是代表我们的 body 啊，因为我们的 human body decompose 之后嘛 ，when the body decompose, right, it will always become soil or earth, right? So our body, like our bodily flesh, 我们的肉啦，我们的 skin, all these are actually of the earth element, right? All these are of the earth element, right? 都是属土的。当一个人的命格土相冲的很厉害 ，when someone's 八字 chart having this earth relationship, having punishment relationship called a 刑 or the clashing relationship called a 冲 or 刑 is like a punishment。然后冲就是 clashes， 就会很容易受伤的。他们会很容易被遇到一些事情，让他们受伤的很厉害哦。所以这个就是我们八字上能够看到的东西。希望呢，我们也是好好的，就是说，如果你朋友有孩子看一下他们的八字有没有这样的情况，就会能够看得到他会不会容易受到这种意外了啊。This little girl, right, actually suffered years of severe physical, emotional, and psychological abuse. And it is really horrifying, right? She experienced starvation. She was frequently denied food, causing extreme weight loss. Also suffered from frequent beatings. She was regularly hit and physically assaulted. She was also forced to sleep outdoors. She was made to sleep in a planter box outside their flat, exposed to very hot temperature. And also in terms of psychological abuse and emotional abuse, she also suffered from humiliation and neglect. She was treated with cruelty and disregarded for her well-being. And fatal assault, which occurred, right? She died on the 22nd of February 2020, right? She suffered a blow at her stomach area, which caused internal injuries that led to her death. So all these really, right? Okay, I really hope, right, all of us will just remember, right? It is important for us to be observant, right? If we observe that any child is being abused, right, we must really raise this concern, right? Report to the police, and by doing so, you actually save someone's life. So it is really a very sad piece of news for myself. I don't think I can sleep well tonight, to be honest, knowing that Singapore has such kind of very sad case of murder. And it is really unbelievable piece of news because it is kind of murder that took place between biological families, right? I don't know why, right? A mother is so harsh and so cruel to a 4 years old little girl, right? This is just unbelievable, yeah. So but really this also applies to us, right? If we are ever to have a child will it help us to actually prevent all these unfortunate accidents from happening? In to certain extents, I will say possible, right? If you are able to choose a better date of birth for the child, right? The news also reported that several different newses reported that she could also have this okay. Okay, before the day before she died, right, Mega was not given anything to eat for entire day on February 21st. Yeah, February 21st. It was likewise a very negative day for her because it was a Jia Wu day, right? As a Kui Water Day Master, that is weak, right? All right, first of all, she's a Kui Water Day Master， 就是一个身弱的癸水嘛。好，第一就是说呢，甲午相冲啊，这一天不是说OK， 就是说癸嘛，这个是阳火来的啊，午是一个阳火 ，is a 阳 fire，right？ is a 阳 fire，and it also clashes with 癸，which is her day master，right？ Additionally， 丑午也是相刑啊，丑午也是相刑。这个叫伤穿或者伤破这个是蛮派八字叫做伤穿哦，我们有些派别有叫做伤破哦，所以这种都是很不好的。21号跟22号这两天对他的八字来说都是很不好的一天。甲 wood is actually an element that will fuel fire. Fire is her inauspicious element. So really, all this can be observed in terms of 八字 reading. 那到最后呢，只是希望呢，她能够 rest in peace 这个小女孩我心里面听完这个新闻是非常的心痛的。那么小的一个女孩，可是要受到那么大的痛苦被自己的亲生的母亲那么残忍的虐待我真的很心痛，可能今晚也是睡不着。可是呢，真的能够说一句话呢，我们得好好看有好好照顾我们身边就算是朋友亲戚的小孩子也是一模一样好不好？好，那还有一件事情我们怎么样看得到呢？他为什么跟他的母亲的关系不好呢？为什么会被母亲这样子虐待？如果我们从一个人的八字来看一个人跟母亲的关系不好，很多时候就是说他的代表他母亲的那个元素嘛，有一个相冲的情况。它是一个癸水的一个日元在这个丑的地支，然后月份是乙酉嘛，对不对？然后这个年份也是乙尾好，代表他妈妈的那个元素就在这边然后我刚才开始的时候已经说 right in the beginning of the video I have already mentioned right this yi actually is equivalent to Mao right if you all don't know 八字 right Mao is actually the rabbit right animal zodiac is the rabbit, and rabbit is always clashing with Yo, which is the rooster, right? This represented her mother because Yo is the metal element, and Kui is representing her herself, representing Megan Khung. Okay, so we can see, right? This rabbit or the earth branch, right, of Mao, right, equivalent to Yi. Is clashing with Yo. And this is usually an indication of the person not having positive relationship with the mother. Additionally, in terms of party reading, indirect officer is the father. 就是我们的偏财偏财是代表父亲偏财是代表父亲。然后呢在他的命格来说是火了，他八字没有火，在他的年份月份跟日期都没有火。In terms of the element that represented her father is actually missing in her chart, right? We don't see any fire at the year pillar. Yes, there's one thing fire within this way, but it's hidden. So it also shows that her relationship with her biological father will not be close because the father is hidden. Hidden means not one that is very close or one that is very significant in terms of their relationship. Yeah, and then additionally, right? We don't see any other kind of fire element already, and Chou also clashes with Wei, right? I have earlier mentioned that Chou itself actually has several, right? If we are to look back at the clashing relationship between Chou and Wei, right? Let me open back the earlier. Hopefully my iPad is not hanging, right? iPad is really a very terrible device. Hopefully, okay. So if we look back at this Chou and Wei, right? If we look back at this Chou and Wei, yeah. Chou itself is actually having this Shi, right? I mentioned earlier on, Shi, Kui Xing, and Zhi Ding Yi. All right. So if you are new to Bazi, I will explain to you once again, right? To see why is it that her relationship with her father is also not one that is positive, right? If we are to look at it from a Bazi explanation, right? From the concepts or the logics of Bazi reading. All right. A lot of times, right, when we look at certain things that we cannot explain with normal logics, we can actually explain it very clearly with 八字。八字我们叫做命理学啊，它是用来让我们了解人生的啊，是一个命理啊，它并不是一个逻辑性的东西。可是我们很多人生发生的东西都是超于逻辑的，就好像这个小女孩为什么无缘无故啊？也不是说无缘无故了，就是说好好的一个女孩子嘛，一个妈妈生了她出来，为什么妈妈要对她那么差呢？虐待她到她死去了，死去还不用紧，还要被那个尸体还要被烧去呢，然后呢尸体也不见了啊，到最后那个尸体被丢在海里面啊，烧了以后丢在海里面，那个是一个很没有人性的一个做法啊。那我们能够看到嘛，虽然这个女生嘛 ，right? We can see that Wei is actually at her year of birth. Ding actually represented her father, right? Because Ding is her 偏财. She's of a Kui water day master. Of course, Ding is of a yin fire, so that is her 偏财. But this Kui water will have a clashing relationship with Ding fire. There's a clashing. So this Kui water with Ding Chou will be eliminating this Ding fire, right? Causing the kind of like this child, this Megan Khung, to have a very distant relationship with the biological father. All right. So this is how we can see if someone's parents, right, the mom and dad are actually close with that person. 那最后呢，真的希望还是真心的说了哈，我们真的要好好的看一下了哈，身边所有的小孩子啊，如果真的发现他们被虐待，我们真的要报警哦，这个是能够让我们救一个人的命的啊，救人一命胜过于7级佛陀嘛，对不对？那我也是很奇怪的，为什么我看那个新闻嘛，就是说那个妈妈的朋友有时候去看她嘛，也是看得到这个小女孩嘛被人家虐待啊，然后为什么就是说就没有人 intervene 呢？我真的不了解啊。那就是说其实很多机会就是可以让这个女生被救的，可是没有人管。为什么新加坡会变成一个这样的一个社会呢？我真的不知道啊。Why is it that there were many incidences whereby the child could have been saved? There could have been someone who intervened, then to make sure that this little girl was not under the hands of these abusers and suffered such kind of horrific pains and suffer, pains and torments. There could be many chances that someone could have stepped in and rescued this child, but no one did. What has happened to our society, right? Why is it that, right, it's very obvious, right? Someone could have stepped in, right, and saved the child, but none did. I really don't know what has happened to us, right, as a society in Singapore, right? And then the biological mother can torture a daughter, right? It's really a very sad case. But as I mentioned earlier on also, right, we have entered into the Li Gua Jiu Yun. A lot of murders, a lot of this kind of news, right? Very negative kind of news of people, killing each other out of no reason, getting angry with each other. I'm not sure. I believe the anger, there's some kind of anger inside these mothers' psychic also. Why is it that she has to implement such kind of harsh punishment towards a little girl that is only like 4 years old, 3 to 4 years old, like all the way since she was born, right? She has been tortured continuously over the years. So we also must be, must also learn to manage our anger. If you have anger issue, see a counselor, see a psychiatrist, right? Ultimately, it will help us to save our life, right? If you are able to, solve your anger issue, right? Then the people around us will not suffer because of our anger also. So I really hope, right, during this 9 period, 这个离卦9月，我们真的要好好控制自己的情绪，不要为了自己不开心的事情而把自己的愤怒然后呢放在自己身边的人包括自己的亲人，甚至自己的孩子好不好？那今天就是今晚呢做了2次直播，因为这个新闻我真的觉得非常非常的冷血，非常的恐怖。然后呢，我读完这个新闻，我是非常被惊吓到的因为今天很忙了，我是刚刚好也在上一个直播有一些 follower 说到他的这个 case， 我才去找新闻，才发现那么恐怖的一个新闻，而且呢，那个妈妈跟她的男朋友没有被判死刑没有被判死刑，我已经没有话好说了那只希望这个 little girl 可以 rest in peace 希望她现在是在天堂里面能够脱离所有的痛苦。那就真的希望呢，就是说我也会继续呢，就是心里面为这个小女孩祈祷了，希望她在这个 afterlife 会就是说过上更加开心的人生真的非常让人心痛的一个新闻。好了，那也祝福大家一个美好的晚上了，我们在下个直播再见啦。OK， 拜拜。